So Flea and Anthony became like instantly just like connected.
Yeah.
They were like soulmates in a way.
Yeah, yeah. And, kind of jumping forward, Anthony says that that's like the longest friendship and the best friend he's ever had in his life. Aw, cry, everybody. Let's cry.
We're talking, the Chili Peppers just put out a new album. They're doing their biggest tour ever right now in 2022. They met in high school in 1977, I think. So him and Flea were really tight. And then there's this other kid they went to high school with, this Israeli kid, Hillel Slovak.
Yes.
They also became super tight with.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The three of them were just instantly like that.
Yeah, who they said was pretty much like a master of ceremonies. He had it then. I would say if there were a leader, I would say it was Hillel.
Yeah, probably for the early days, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's really interesting the way that it is because Hillel was playing guitar.
Yeah.
And Flea was, well, like you said, he was into music, but at this point he was playing bass, I think, already.
Yeah, yes.
But Anthony was not a musician.
He was a Flavor Flav of the group.
He was just a crazy motherfucker. He used to wear a big clock around his neck. And he was just a wild guy. Like, he would write, but he never really thought of himself as a musician.
Right.
So after high school, Flea, Hillel, and their friend Jack Irons, who's a drummer, who went on to play for Pearl Jam. The three of them, they have a band called What Is This, right?
Yeah.
And they're playing around LA, and Anthony, they're still all hanging out together, but again, Anthony's not really a musician, so he's not part of the band.
Yeah.
But he would still be like, DJing clubs sometimes. He would be like putting on like comedy skits at clubs because he was always a wild, charismatic guy.
Yeah, a bit of a personality. And I've heard he's been in a couple of after school specials, and I'm going to go look for these things. I need to see this.
He was taking acting lessons from his dad, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Who knows?
But one day, one of these clubs that he worked at, he was just like, "Hey, like, could you just like play like one song just to like start the show off?" Because he was already known around like the scene just for being a crazy guy. And they're like, "Okay, you're interesting. Like, can you just start the show off with something hype?"
Right.
So he brought his friends Flea, Hillel, and Jack to play like one song for them.
Yeah.
That he wrote. It was like a minute and a half. But before even that, the only reason that Kiedis even thought of that as a possibility of like him being a musician is because one time they were going to go to a punk show in LA. And they thought it was a punk show, but I guess they got their dates mixed up or whatever because they ended up going to a show that was Grandmaster Flash.
Yes.
And for y'all that don't know, Grandmaster Flash was a hip-hop pioneer. He was one of the first biggest rappers, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So Kiedis is in there, and he's just like watching rap, which he had never seen before, and he was just kind of like, "This is a thing? Like, you could do this? I could do that."
Exactly. I know he thought that.
100%. He was just like, he's not singing. He got energy. He's rhyming words. I already write words that rhyme. Like, I could fucking do that. So then when the club guy's like, "Hey, can you play a song?" He's just like, Yeah, I could do it. Why not, right? So he gets the boys together.
Yep.
And they play one song, a minute and 30 seconds long.
Yep.
And apparently from the very first song, like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like apparently the crowd was like, "What the fuck? I've never seen anything like this." Because they're all just crazy. They're all just jumping around wild. They're playing, it's punk funk, right?
Yeah. And I've seen footage of them from back in the days before. It's just insane energy. Like, I still want to be like, those kids are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much energy they like grabbed out of the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, I couldn't imagine being there and not being instantly like entranced.
Yeah.
Just be like, what is going on? So yeah, they're just tearing it up, and they play this song, and the people go wild.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Hey, this is pretty cool." The club owner's like, "Hey, if you guys got more material, like, you're welcome back." Obviously, the people loved it.
Yeah. Beautiful time in music history for things like that to happen.
Right.
I think, yeah.
It was very, like, word of mouth. Mm-hmm. People were talking about it like, "Oh my God, did you see this band? They didn't even have a name yet."
Yeah.
But they eventually decided, okay, well, we'll do this. We'll call ourselves the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And their following just immediately got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they had some other crazy names. I'm trying to remember. Was it Tony Flo?
Tony Flo and the Miraculous
Majestic
Masters of
It's four
Mayhem.
M's. Yeah, Masters of Mayhem. So Miraculous Majestic or Majestic Miraculous. One of the two. I try to remember. Listen, I'm not at school anymore. Stop putting the pressure on me.
Don't get mad at us, guys. Yeah, so they start playing as the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they immediately get a lot more recognition, and they start getting a lot of people following them, and they get signed to a record deal. The problem is, at this point, their other band, What Is This, which is Flea, Jack, and Hillel, that was their main band.
Yeah.
The Chili Peppers were just a side project to them.
Right.
And both of those bands got offered deals at the same time.
Yeah.
So Flea stuck with Anthony.
Yeah.
And Jack and Hillel went and pursued this other band.
Yes.
So then they had to bring in a new guitarist and a new drummer for their first album.
They did.
The self-titled album.
Yes.
Which
self? No.
It was called Anthony Kiedis, the album. No, their first album was called Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it's just, I can't believe that the shit was ever made.
Yeah.
Like, if you go back and you listen to their first album, it's like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I think Anthony Kiedis was the first mumble rapper. Like, I've listened to that album. I don't know a single word he's fucking saying.
No. I love to make fun of. I wanted to do a compilation of all songs that do that. That just, just make sounds that we all know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. That first album, it's just like, okay, it must have been a little too crazy for the people because it went absolutely nowhere.
Nowhere. Fast.
It went But around this time, or maybe the next album, they did make their most important fan.
Yes.
A young lad by the name of John Frusciante.
Yes.
Who will make his triumphant return to the podcast later on.
Yep.
But that's called a cliffhanger.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Both of those things.
Yeah.
A cliff shadow. Whatever.
Four hanger.
Yeah, That's it. So it's funny though, because the Red Hot Chili Peppers album goes.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to capture what they did live in a studio.
Yeah, you got to show up on time. You got to get drugged up. Like, it's just a whole bunch of other things.
It just, the energy of a live show is really hard to, even if you're totally clean and sober, you're just on it. Like, to be able to capture the energy of that kind of live show on a record, it's really hard to do.
Yeah, it's like, who do you spit at? Like, who do you throw a bottle at? Like, it's just like, what's the point?
What balcony do you jump off? But the thing that's funny is that, so the Red Hot Chili Peppers album tanked. Uh-huh. And then the What Is This album tanked even harder.
Yeah.
So Hillel and Jack were like, hey, we're going to come back if that's cool.
If that's cool.
They're like, yeah, you're our fucking brothers. Welcome back.